Mr. President, dear friend, I am glad that we are continuing the good tradition of our personal communication at the start of the new year, when we sum up the past period and outline plans for the future. Moreover, it is a symbolic day for the Chinese people's calendar today, the establishment of spring, the Lichun festival, after which the frosts go away and the renewal and the beginning of a new cycle in nature comes. And for the Russian-Chinese relations, I can say with confidence that any time of the year is spring. And I would like to personally congratulate you and all the friendly Chinese people on the new year of 2026 and the upcoming holiday of spring, with which the year of the red light horse will come, as far as we know, and its inherent strength, energy and desire to move forward, which distinguishes the ties between our countries. Regardless of international conjuncture, I am confident in their strength and progressive development in all areas. Russian-Chinese comprehensive partnership and strategic cooperation are exemplary. This year we celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Agreement on Good Neighborliness, Friendship and Cooperation, which is essential for our relations. Its further implementation is certainly in line with the core interests of the peoples of the two countries and contributes to the strengthening of the truly comprehensive interaction between Russia and China, and most importantly, to the improvement of the well-being of our citizens. Taking this opportunity, I would like to once again assure you of the firm support of all our joint efforts to ensure the sovereignty and security of the two countries, their social and economic prosperity, and the right to choose their own path of development. Let me say a few words about the results of the past year. I believe that we were able to celebrate in May in Moscow and in September in Beijing the 80th anniversary of the victory in World War II. The fact that we were together in these days demonstrated our solidarity to the whole world, the readiness of Russia and China to defend historical truth, to carefully preserve the memory of the heroic feat of the peoples of our countries who, at the cost of tens of millions of lives, restored peace on the planet. The Chinese presidency also concluded a significant practical result in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the culmination of which was the summit in Tianjin. At the talks in Moscow and Beijing, we discussed the main areas and outlined large-scale tasks for further deepening bilateral cooperation. On the government's side, we carried out daily, in fact, vigorous work to implement these agreements. Economic cooperation continued to develop steadily in 2025. Despite a slight decrease, I would even say a correction in the indicators, the trade turnover has exceeded a significant mark of $200 billion for the third year in a row. Russia is one of the leaders in the supply of energy resources to China. Our partnership in energy has a mutually beneficial and truly strategic nature. We are conducting an active dialogue in the field of nuclear energy. We are promoting high-tech projects, including in industry and space research. The volume of agricultural products traded, according to our data, has increased by more than 20%. We are satisfied with the pace of increasing humanitarian exchanges. The years of culture, which were held within the framework of more than 400 prominent events, have successfully concluded. Of course, we will not stop there. In particular, recently in Moscow and other Russian cities, the Chinese New Year will be celebrated again. This has also become a good tradition for us. Residents and guests of Beijing will get acquainted with the Russian traditions of the Winter Festival at the Moscow Butterfly Festival. The cross years of education have begun. At present, more than 56,000 Chinese students are studying in Russia, and there are more than 21,000 Russian students in China. Dozens of joint educational institutions and professional associations of universities are operating. At the same time, there is significant potential for further expansion of ties in this area, especially since the era of innovation and information technology dictates the need to train personnel in new and advanced areas. The growth of business and humanitarian contacts undoubtedly contributes to the introduction of the visa-free regime. I am grateful to you for this initiative, which we are ready to support. As far as I know, since its inception, the relevant profiling agencies have not had any significant questions. As for the international situation, under the increasing turbulence in the world, Moscow and Beijing's foreign policy alliance remains an important stabilizing factor, which is ready to continue the tightest coordination on global and regional issues, both on the bilateral track and on all multilateral platforms. The UN, BRICS, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and others, where the Russian-Chinese tandem plays a key role in many ways. We wish you success. And of course, we will provide all the necessary assistance to the Chinese presidency and Chinese friends at the Asia-Pacific Cooperation Forum. Once again, dear friend, Happy New Year and Happy Spring Festival. I wish you good health, personal well-being, and good luck in your 10,000 projects. And I wish the Chinese people peace and prosperity. Thank you.
Dear Mr. President Putin, my old and dear friend, I am very glad to meet you at the beginning of the new year in a video conference format. Today, according to the lunar calendar, we celebrate Lichun, the beginning of spring. You just mentioned it. Lichun opens the cycle of 24 solar seasons and means the return of spring to Earth, and it symbolizes a new beginning and hope. Such a pleasant and very symbolic day. I am pleased to have a deep conversation with you and to work together on a new grand plan for the development of bilateral relations. A few days ago, you specifically sent Comrade Shoigu to China to spend a wonderful time with Comrade Mao and visit international and regional hotspots to prepare for our meeting. Comrade Mao told me, "Today I am ready to exchange views on major strategic issues with you." Over the past year, we have met twice. China-Russia relations are entering a new stage of development. We have traditionally celebrated the 80th anniversary of the victory of the World Anti-Fascist War, which demonstrates the determination of our countries to maintain the results of the Second World War and international justice. Bilateral trade cooperation is developing dynamically and steadily, and cooperation in new areas is advancing at an accelerated pace. Successfully organized codes of culture of China and Russia, cultural and humanitarian cooperation have been elevated to a new level. Trade agreements have become more lively. The successful implementation of the SHOS summit in Shenzhen and the meeting of the SHOS Chief Government Council in Moscow allow us to strengthen multilateral cooperation in order to continue our work to create a multilateral world and a more just and rational global governance system. 2026 is the first year of the 15th anniversary of our country. China is ready to actively expand openness to the outside world at a high level. It is ready to share new opportunities for development with countries of the world, including Russia. This year also marks the 30th anniversary of the establishment of China-Russia relations, partnership and strategic cooperation, the 25th anniversary of the signing of the China-Russia Treaty on Good Neighborship, Friendship and Cooperation, as well as the opening of codes of education between China and Russia. It is important to take advantage of the historical opportunity to constantly strengthen strategic cooperation and shoulder the responsibilities of major powers in the name of the continuous development of China-Russia relations along the right trajectory.